Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cardinals Sports Complex for CTN's live coverage of high school football. It's week 3 for the Coon Rapids Cardinals as they start division play by welcoming the Buffalo Bison. Joe Young and Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, the next 4 games are critical for the Cardinals as they face their 4 division rivals, and it only gets more difficult from here.
Yeah, it starts obviously here with Buffalo, a team that won their opener, a win over Monticello, 25-22 victory. And this is a team in Buffalo who's going to, they have a little different look. They've got a new quarterback from a year ago. Got his first varsity start last week in Grady Gaida. Was 18 for 27, 205 yards and 3 touchdowns. They like to throw the ball, but we'll see the Cardinals on offense to start this game.
Vogelquist with the kick. Ullman will take it from the 5, slips a bit, able to put his hand down and get back up, trying to find his way around that right side, hit at the 15, and that is where he is stopped. So the Cardinal offense will come out from deep in their own end, and they will start with a quarterback getting his first varsity start, Jackson Hetwer, who came in the late in the first half last week and threw 3 touchdowns in the overtime loss to St. Francis.
Yeah, he came in. He was 13 of 23, 198 yards and 3 scores and a 2-point conversion. And, really was a lot of pressure on him, and he did well. And so now get a full week of practice. He gets the start here because Jacob Maddock is still out for a week. And we'll see what he can do against this Buffalo defense.
Well, right now it's dry. It's been raining on and off, so 2 teams that like to throw the ball, and he's going deep for Cummings Coleman. It's a catch into Bison territory down at the 40-yard line.
That was a
45-yard gain on first down.
That was a pretty throw. He laid it right into the bucket, right where he needed it.
Reset the game clock to 11:45. We didn't stop it on the first down. 11:45, and we'll wind it.
They're moving the game clock to 11:45. They didn't stop it on the first down. But, again, just a beautiful pass to start this game. Coach Russin told me we're going to throw to open up the run. We've got a different running back starting here this week in Jared Fearing.
Out of the shotgun, Hetwer in some trouble looking for Fearing in the flat, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, smartly got rid of it as quickly because there was a lot of pressure on the inside from Buffalo. That defense was doing a good job of putting pressure inside. And, its key is going to be who wins the battle at the point of attack tonight. Coach Rustin said both lines for Buffalo really solid. The defensive line's really good. You saw the pressures that they applied. Offensively, they got some big boys up front.
Well, and Coon Rapids just has struggled to run the ball through the first 2 weeks, averaging less than 2 yards a carry, just 83 yards rushing in the first 2 weeks combined. 2nd and 10, Hetwer had a little more time, throws hard over the top and well over the head of Dominic Ullman, and it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, look for Ullman there. I'm not sure if he just realized he wasn't going to get him open and threw it long enough before so nobody would actually pick it off. But now will be the first 3rd down and long situation of the ball game here for the Cardinals. And I'm assuming, Joe, this may be 4-down territory.
Well, it's nice to see Fearing back in the lineup. He played as the slot receiver last year, had a pretty solid sophomore campaign, but then injured his
this will make 3rd down a little bit earlier, or a little bit easier.
Injured his knee.
Prior to the snap, offside. Defense number 69. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Josh
injured
Thoreau.
his knee late in the game against Eden Prairie in the playoffs, and he has been out with an ACL injury ever since. Missed all of the baseball season. On 3rd and 5, they swing it out to Fearing. He gets some blocks, has a first down, and he's out of bounds inside the 25, close to the 23.
Yeah, they're going to use those swing passes. They're going to try and get Fearing on the run, as you saw there, and let him use his speed to get that first down. Nice run by Fearing as he's able to pick up the first down. I mean, good protection, just a quick swing pass.
And good blocking from the receivers on the edge. Allow him to get the first down easily. Needed the 30, got to the 23. 1st and 10 from there. Fearing will get it on the pitch to the left. Again, decent blocking from his receivers out front. He's going to pick up about 5.
Gets that little pitch from Hetwer, and it's just like a little short pass, and Fearing's able to pick up some positive yardage. I like that. I like the way they're running their offense here early on.
2nd and 5 from the 18. Hetwer with Fearing in the backfield with him, has 2 receivers wide left, 1 wide to the right. Play action. Hetwer rolls to his right, looking, pointing, throwing, looking end zone. Caught by Cummings Coleman. Touchdown, Cardinals!
Boy, I'll tell you, you get the ball anywhere near C squared, and he's going to come down with it. We talk about all the time what a phenomenal athlete he is. I mean, he's got such good hands.
And a great job by Hetwer to direct the traffic. You can see him as he gets out wide, directing and communicating with his receiver, and then just throwing it on that sideline.
Beautiful throw.
And Cummings Coleman, a great job getting the toe down to get the touchdown.
Patru with the extra point.
See if he can shake off the troubles he had last week. Missed a couple of extra point attempts and a field goal. This
Blocked.
one
Oh, no, I thought it was
fired
blocked.
right through the middle. Not sure why you thought it was blocked.
I thought I saw somebody pick it out. Nonetheless,
You are
I'm
incorrect.
old. I have old eyes. I'm so glad that he made that. Yeah, again, great job rolling to his right, and as you talked about, Joe, directing the traffic and really telling C squared where he wanted to go. And there you're going to see
There's the communication right there, and just throws it along the sideline. You can see how far Cummings Coleman is from where the ball is going when he lets it go. And Hetwer didn't even get to see it and appreciate it. He was face down in the turf. But
it's okay. He's happy. He's happy with the result. I like the new card. I don't know if that's a new Cardinal sweatshirt that Coach Russin is wearing, but
Hint.
I take a 2X. Joe takes an XL.
So it took just over a minute off the clock, and you have a 45-yard pass from Hetwer to Cummings Coleman to start it, and an 18-yard pass from him to Coleman to end it.
Yeah, I mean, again, 6 plays, 85 yards, just a minute 7 off the clock.
Patru, a big kick, and this one will be fielded at the 3 by Easton Goritz,
beautiful
and he
tackle.
is stopped just shy of the 20-yard line.
Nice job by Logan Stockhausen with the tackle. And now we're going to get our opportunity to see Buffalo for the first time. But, Joe, look across that front line of the Bison. They have some very large young men that anchor that offensive line for the Bison.
Well, and Gaida, you mentioned for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 7 different receivers
spreads it apart
in that
around.
season opener. They also ran for 82 yards, averaging just under 5 yards per rush. Gaida will start out of the shotgun with Tristan Moore in the backfield. Quick throw left side is complete. A gain of about 7 to Brody Wishart.
Sean Sullivan with a sure tackle there. He just stopped in front of where Sullivan was and the quick little throw to him, but Sean did a really nice job of making sure he wrapped him up.
We make 2nd and 3. Gaida with 2 receivers on his right. 1 on the left. Moore in the backfield with him. Handoff goes to Moore. Nice hole. He bangs his way across the 30, has a first down to the 31. Eric Onda making the stop.
Coach Russin talked about one of the things that we need to do on the defensive side of the ball is make sure we tackle well. We've seen a couple of games where there's been some missed tackles, and we saw that in that opener against Brainerd. But they've had a few games under their belt now, so they're hopefully sure tackling a little bit better.
Pitch goes to Moore. Onda is right there, stops him for no gain.
In fact, he may have even given him a yard loss on that.
Well, they brought TJ Kosick in motion to try and seal that end, but while he was blocking the defensive end, Onda, the linebacker, came around and took care of Moore all by himself.
Yeah, again, solid tackling.
Second and 11. Gaida looking left, throws, picked off. Was that Edward Tabla? Is he all over the ball again? No, it's not.
No, it's Hunter Thompson. Hunter Thompson,
who had the onside kick.
Hunter Thompson, what a nice play. You know, we talk about this all the time, capitalizing on turnovers. Great job by the defense. You know, Coach Nienaber has to be really proud of what his defense did on that set. And then Hunter Thompson to come up with that pick.
Great job just cutting underneath Kosick and taking it away. I didn't get a chance to see the number, and that's why I asked if it was Tabla, because he was all over the field 2 weeks ago in the opener.
Yes, he was.
But the offense is going to start 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 30-yard line, already up 7-0. And Hetwer out of the shotgun with Fearing in the backfield with him. Play action. Throw goes right, short to Cummings-Coleman. He makes a move, has a first down inside the 20. Spun down close to the 17.
You know, it's interesting because as a defender, you don't really want to play up tight against Cummings-Coleman, because he's got such great speed.
Stop the clock on first downs, guys. Stop the clock on first downs, please.
And so you saw the defender playing off of him a little bit, and then they throw that short of a pass, but he's so quick when he moves upfield, he's able to get that additional yardage to pick up the first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 18. Pitch goes to Fearing on the left side. Some traffic, able to get outside, elude a couple of tacklers, and dive down close to the 12.
Well, Joe Young, maybe they found something here in Jared Fearing at the running back position. Picked up 6.
Second and 4 from the 11. Fearing on the right side of Hetwer. He'll look to the sidelines as the Cardinals measure the defense and change the play. 3 receivers on the right. Hetwer throwing left. Has Ogroski. Reaches behind the defender. Makes the catch. No, it's picked off.
That's
Gage Olson with the interception in the end zone.
Yeah, that pass, going in the back of the end zone there, just thrown a little short.
I thought Ogroski might have reached back over him and brought it in.
No. Beautiful interception by Olson, just doing a good job.
Perfect coverage.
Yeah, absolutely. You're looking right back at the quarterback, right in front of the receiver.
But yeah, that one's got to go over the top.
Yeah.
And that's a huge defensive play for Buffalo to get the ball back and not allow Coon Rapids to take advantage. Hetwer getting some encouragement on the sidelines from his teammates.
Well, yeah, because, you're Coon Rapids, you're going down to score again. All of a sudden, maybe you're up 14-0 early here. And that's a huge play by the defense to take that scoring drive away.
Gaida looking long, has a man behind the defense, makes the catch, can't keep his feet, but into Cardinal territory is Ty Kosick.
Kosick did a nice job of getting behind the defense.
Kosick. That's a big gain, over 30 yards, 32.
Kosick had a couple of catches for 32 yards and a score in their win over Monticello.
So now 1st and 10 from the Coon Rapids 48-yard line. Rolling is Gaida. Throws short, hit immediately is Kosick. He'll gain 3 to the 45-yard line. Good tackle by Elijah Tabla.
Yep. Both tableaus very active on the defensive side of the ball.
Well, Buffalo really with a reprieve after the turnover would love to take advantage of it. They start by going deep and getting into Coon Rapids territory now on 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it was a little bit of delayed flag. He definitely stepped over the line on the defensive side of the ball for the Cardinals, so that'll give him an additional 5.
Offside. Defense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Give him a little deeper penetration into the Cardinals' end. And make it 2nd and short. Gaida drops back, throws right. It was tipped, incomplete. I think it was Logan Ness maybe that got a hand on it.
Well, Wyatt Oustabauer, the intended receiver, he had a little bit of space. If that ball wasn't tipped, he may have take a look at it
Logan
again.
Ness getting a finger up. Ness had a blocked punt last week, or was it a blocked extra? Did he have the block extra point? He had a block of some sort.
And now it's 3rd and short here for the Bison.
Handoff goes to Moore, hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. It's Griffin Tom. Griffin Tom, who
one time was a quarterback.
I was going to say was a quarterback last year. Comes up with a big stop behind the line, and now 4th and 4.
Well, he's a good-sized young man, and they figured that they could use his skills better. As you see him fight through a double team, use his skill better on the defensive side of the ball, and that certainly was the case there as he came up with the tackle for loss.
Call it 4th and 3 from the 41.
Big 4th down play here for the defense from Coon Rapids. See if they can get a stop here.
Gaida has time now, scared, runs, finds some room, has a 1st down and more, turns it upfield, and slips inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. A nice pickup on 4th down.
Once he was able to step up into the pocket, there was a bigger defensive lineman, and he knew that he could gain the edge and get the opportunity there. Edward Tabla limping a little bit for the Cardinals.
Brody Kellis, I believe, is who it was. It listed at 5'9", 205. Looks bigger than that. Oh, it was not. That's not who it was. 72 or 79. Darius Oates, 6'3", 310. That looks about
sense.
right.
Yeah, he's not gonna catch. At least I don't think he's gonna catch a guy in a sprint.
Gaida hands off to Moore. Moore's got some blocking, but the hole closed pretty quickly. He stretches forward to the 18, a gain of 5.
Well, see, what Buffalo wants to do, their game plan is to control that line of scrimmage with using their big bodies up front. They need some more consistency on offense, according to their head coach, Craig Lockwitzer.
Second and 5. Handoff goes to Moore again. Hit immediately. He forces his way forward. A gain of maybe a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down.
You know, one of the first things that the Bison coach told me is we can't afford to give up the big play. We can't let number 2 beat us. And right off the bat, they give up that big pass. And so that makes it even more important, that interception in the end zone. Now they're taking an opportunity to go down the field and see if they can just tie it up where it could have been a 2-score lead.
Moore, the man in motion, fake to give to him. Quarterback keeper off the left side. Gaida dives forward, has the 1st down.
A nice drive here for the Bison.
And they will still be able to get another 1st down. They're going to put the ball at the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10 from there. Yeah, it started with that big 32-yard pass play to Kosick, and they've been methodical ever since. Hand off to Moore, hit in the backfield and dropped again for no gain.
Well, so far that front for Coon Rapids defensively doing a pretty good job against those big bodies up front for the Bison. I mean,
the other Hunter getting in there is Hunter Allen getting to him first. Hunter seeing Kosick, or seeing Moore rather, as his prey. See what I did there?
I did. That's good.
2nd and 10 from the 12. Gaida with time. Now chased from the pocket. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Dropped right there. It'll be 3rd and 10. Well, the offensive line of the Bison has been able to give him time in the pocket, but good coverage downfield has prevented him from getting rid of the football. And that time not able to elude those big defensive linemen for the Cardinals. We saw in that season opener against Brainerd 3 stops on goal-to-go situations for the Coon Rapids defense. Gaida rolling to his left, throws to the end zone, has Kosick. It's off of his hands and incomplete. 4th and 10.
Yeah, and Kosick was open in the back of the end zone as well, but again, the pass not there. We talked about Gaida, his first varsity start last week, so just the 2nd game for him under center for Buffalo. Nice job rolling to his left, but that throw just a little over. You can see him Kosick all alone in the corner of the end zone. Now a tough situation for them. It's 4th and 10 here. Cardinal defense looking to come up with a big play to stop him.
3 receivers on the right side. Gaida looking that way, throws, passes complete. And the Cardinals are going to stop the man short of the first down at the 5. It's Kosick. Needed the 2, only got to the 5. Elijah Tabla there to make the stop.
Again, sure tackling. You know, they throw that soft little pass to the sideline. And Elijah Tabla able to make sure he came over and made the sure tackle.
Hunter Thompson
yep.
there as well.
Hunter Thompson there as well. And thought he missed the tackle, but nonetheless, his teammate came over and made sure that they didn't let him get that first down.
So the Cardinals in the shadow of their own end zone. 1:19 to go here in this opening quarter. They lead 7-0, their 3rd possession. Handoff goes to Fearing. Fearing finds some room on the left side, and he's got a first down out across the 15.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job of getting him to the corner, and then Fearing, has a little more speed than I thought he did.
Well, and he's got a little more size than Kingsley Freeman. I think Freeman is a little bit
quicker,
faster.
Yeah.
But Fearing's a little bit more imposing figure, and he's a good athlete.
He is.
And it's good to see him back in action. We saw him, with the baseball team all season last spring, but unable to compete. He'll get another carry right up the middle, and he'll force his way forward for close to another 5 yards.
We'll see if they get one more. They'll get one more play off before the break. We'll see. It's 3rd and 5. Yeah, I think they'll let it run out. No, he's walking up to the line. There's still plenty of time left.
2nd and 5.
I'm sorry. I was looking at our graphic.
Another handoff to Fearing, this time hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward for a yard. It'll be 3rd and 4 when we start the 2nd quarter. Cardinals have a 7-0 lead.
First quarter.
Striking on their opening possession, a Hetwer to Cummings Coleman, 18-yard score. We've seen a turnover each way, a big stop by the defense, and a big 3rd down coming on the other side of this break.
Okay, I have a couple good ones for you, Joe. How do football players stay cool? By standing next to the fans. What kind of tea do football players drink? Penalty. Why can't you play football with pigs? Because they hog the ball.
Back at the Cardinals Stadium, a tight one early on. Coon Rapids strikes on their opening possession, then gets a big takeaway on defense, but Buffalo comes back with an interception in the end zone. They drive nearly the whole length of the field only to turn it over on downs at the Coon Rapids 5-yard line, and now Coon Rapids trying to march, but a big 3rd and 4 from their own 21 right here.
Protection up front will be key.
3 receivers on the right side for Hetwer. Hetwer looking to the left side, wants Oleman over the top. What a grab into Bison territory. Sorry, it's Ogroski, 19, not 10. But he made a heck of a catch over his head for a big first down.
Yeah, over his head and falling backwards, Joe. I mean, what a beautiful play. Good concentration to keep an eye on the ball. And again, falling backwards, just a beautiful catch.
"32 yards on the catch. They only needed 5 for the first down, or 4. Go big or go home. Handoff to Fearing, and he is just smothered in the backfield and dropped for a significant loss.
That time, great push up front for the Bison defense. That was Hans Peterson on the tackle for Buffalo. Peterson just doing a nice job of just grabbing him by the back of the jersey and holding on until his teammates could come assist him, making sure.
You see him trying to rip at the ball. Fearing able to keep it tight to his body, and now 2nd and 14 from their own 49. Hetwer rolling to his right, throws. Cummings-Coleman on the catch. Dancing along the sideline, but forced out of bounds. Inside the 45, they'll mark it at the 43. That'll set up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, relatively manageable play here with 3rd down. You know, a nice little pickup on 2nd and 14. And Cummings-Coleman just stepping out of bounds. So now 3rd and 6. We'll see what the offensive staff calls here.
And they're going to call a timeout and talk about it.
Timeout.
Similar situation last week at St. Francis. And they got into a 4th down situation right around this part of the field. They were up 7-0 at that point. I think it was still late in the first quarter. And they decided to go for it, and they came up empty, turned over the ball on downs, and St. Francis really grabbed the momentum from that point through most of that first half.
Yeah, they had most of the momentum.
And they scored 21 unanswered points after that point. Coon Rapids then scored a touchdown late in the first half, and then had to come from behind again in the second half in order to tie it and force overtime. But it'll be interesting to see. They'd certainly like to avoid getting into that 4th down situation and having to make that decision. But this is a big 3rd down right here.
Yeah, huge 3rd down. They want to keep this drive going. They'd like to put some additional points on, put more pressure on the Bison.
Cummings-Coleman, the lone receiver on the right side, trips on the left for Hetwer. He's got Fearing in the backfield with him. out of the shotgun on 3rd and 6. Fearing sprints out to his left. Hetwer in some trouble, tried to run. Instead, he's going to be sacked. And I think that makes the decision pretty easy.
Yeah. The punt team is coming on at this point. You're right. Again, good pressure by the defense. And we talked about that. The Bison want to win those battles at the point of attack. They want to use their big bodies up front to put pressure on a smaller Coon Rapids offensive line. And you can see just too many white jerseys there, and Hetwer had no place to go.
Moore is the deep back awaiting the Patru kick. Jacob Creamers with the sack back at midfield on 4th and 13. Patru standing at his own 36-yard line. Good snap. Patru, good boot. Good hang time. Moore tracks it down at the 15 on the run. He's dragged down by Hunter Allen as he crosses the 25.
Yeah, that's a big tackle for Hunter Allen because looked like he was getting a burst of speed to take that football downfield, and Hunter Allen with a really nice tackle on special teams to make sure that they're going to start from the 27.
But a good return
Yep.
for Moore puts Buffalo in pretty good field position. The Bison, after turning it over on their first possession and then marching down only to give it up on 4th down, and they draw the Cardinals offside big on the first play.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense number 70. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
You see the officiating team, our head official Josh Thoreau, Ben Conley, Tyler Downs, Tom Schiller, and the one and only Tom Gillen.
Well, and they could have called that offside on any of 3 or 4 red jerseys. But it'll set up 1st and 5 from the 32. Gaida rolling to his left, throws on the run, has a man complete to Ty Kosick, who has clearly been his primary target so far tonight.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Joe. He likes Kosick. He's looking for him. And the Cardinals defense will have to make sure that they're aware of that. But as you mentioned earlier, he threw to 7 different receivers. So typically it's not just the one guy that he usually picks out to throw to.
$17-yard gain, 1st and 10 from their own 49. Handoff goes to Moore up the middle. He breaks away after initially being stopped at the line, and he gets a great gain of 1st down to the Coon Rapids 38. I think that play was actually supposed to go off tackle to the right.
You are correct.
And
but
he
look
just
at the hole
kind
he had, though.
of turned around
Yep.
and found a different hole and turns it into a nice gain.
And then you can see that push up front by the offensive lineman for Buffalo.
13 yards on the carry for Moore, 1st and 10 from the 38. He'll get it again, trying to bounce to the outside on the right, dragged down by by Logan Ness.
Logan, not Aaron.
Logan, not Aaron.
Yeah, and he did it nice. It looked like he was going to do a horse collar, and he pulled it down low to make sure he didn't pull him down by the back of his jersey.
Loss of a yard on the play.
Had him a little lower on the jersey.
Play action. Gaida pressured on to hit him as he threw. Wanted Kosick over the top, incomplete. And I don't know that Gaida knew Onda was
no, I don't think
coming
he did.
Steaming at him.
I don't think he did. He got rid of it just as he was hit, or just a split second before he was hit.
It'll set up 3rd and long. Blitz is coming. Tabla got a piece of him. Guida gets away, throws the ball, picked off. Stepping in the lane was Mark Manders. He has the interception, second pick of the night for the Cardinal defense.
That was an ill-advised pass by Guida. He should not have thrown that ball because he was just a hope and a prayer that he was going to get it to a receiver. Great job by the defense to apply pressure, and then you can see he's just going to chuck it.
Yeah,
and it was intended for Gage Olson.
Kind of a sidearm throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you see it. He knew as soon as he threw it, really, that was probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
And kind of hung it up just a little bit. And Manders a good jump to get in front of it, get the pick, and the Cardinal offense back on the field from their own 31. Handoff goes to Fearing. Good hole on the left side. Tripped up, but a solid gain out close to the 39.
Coach Lockwitzer told me that, one of the things that they have to do, limit penalties, make sure we hold on to the ball, not turning it over.
Oh, they're putting him back to the 37, but not good to see.
No.
Fearing limping.
Yeah.
And now sitting down.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't know if is it a cramp? I hope that's all it is.
You really hope that it's not. I'm not sure which. I think it was his right knee.
I don't remember.
I think, but I'm not sure. But yeah, just based on how he's getting off the field, I would say a cramp is a good bet. I thought he got a little bit more forward momentum than that, but
I don't know.
Biased.
It might be an ankle because he's taking his shoe off.
2nd and 4 from the 37. You're going to call it 2nd and 3.
Kingsley Freeman now in at running back for the Cardinals.
And he will get to carry. No, they fake the give. Hatward trying to carry around the right side, and here comes a flag, and that's going to really save the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He would have lost 3 or 4 yards.
Did he get helmet to helmet or a face mask?
Or could it be a hold?
It could be.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
It was very well could be a hold in that situation. Yeah, it's against Coon Rapids. Illegal block.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 2. 15-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Cummings Coleman called for.
I don't know. A crackback, they could say a crackback block, but that's questionable.
But I'm pretty shoulder to shoulder. May have gotten him a little behind, but it's a really tough one.
Yeah, it's got to be a crackback because they did call personal foul. So that's kind of what I thought as well, but at least that's what the official thought.
So that'll make it 2nd and 21 from the 19. Not the position the Cardinals wanted to be in.
You think?
Hetwer pumps, chase, throws complete on the left side, but Ullman buried immediately.
Well, a good, thanks to a big penalty and a pretty good response for the defense on that play. That turnover right now, they're looking to try and get the possession of the ball right back here with 6:20 remaining in the opening half.
They gave him a yard gain on the scoreboard, but it looks like the line of scrimmage still about that 19, maybe the 19 and a half. Hetwer, the give to Freeman, and he's buried in the backfield.
Yeah, this is a disastrous drive set of plays here for the Cardinals.
Well, it started out right, but Fearing gets hurt on the first play of the series, and then the Cardinals went the wrong way after that. And
that was Wyatt Osterbauer on the tackle.
yeah, he made no question of that.
No question.
So on 4th and forever, they'll bring Patru out to punt again. He's standing inside his own 5 as he gets this one away. More of a line drive. It'll bounce. Moore will let it roll, and it'll take a good Cardinal roll and be down at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and a really good punt. And again, you're not going to return it in that situation. Too many red jerseys around you. You're going to have to let the ball roll. And Patru did a nice job on that. So a quick possession for Coon Rapids after the interception. I think it's an ankle.
He's looking for his shoe, putting his shoe back on, so that's a good sign.
Yep.
1st and 10 for the Bison from their own 36. Handoff goes to Moore. Moore fights his way forward out to the 39 for a gain of 3.
Yeah, the Bison want to put some points on the board because they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, and the story of the first half so far is defense playing well for the Cardinals, offense not taking advantage of opportunity. That one overthrown down the sideline. The receiver and the sideline calling for a hold, but it's the defender's Neapon's jersey that's off his shoulder pads. So
you're saying there may have been a hold?
Well, there may have been a little bit of hand fighting both sides, but if it went one way, I think it may have gone both. So now big 3rd down for the Buffalo offense. Gaida looks to his left, throws short. Kosick dropped it.
Wow.
Hit him right in the hands, and he was right at the first down marker, and he dropped it.
Yeah, for pretty reliable. We'll see. Maybe the truck thinks it may have been tipped. Let's see if we can see a tip. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Who was that? I didn't see the number.
It was Kenneth Wells.
Kenneth Wells.
Getting up and getting a piece of it.
Good job, Mr. Wells.
Still a ball that he got his hands on, probably should have been able to reel in.
He probably should have, but maybe the path of the ball just distracted him a little bit. But nonetheless, the Bison's going to have to punt away with 4:24 remaining.
Fogelquist standing at his 26.
Dan Fogelquist?
And he's going to try and kick it away from Cummings Coleman. He'll pick it up on the roll at the 25. High stepping across the 40 to the 45. Spins away and gets out to midfield.
I love the high step. That's, reminds me when you're sprinting for the desk at sports night. I've seen you do that several times.
And a really nice return.
Yeah, a beautiful return. Puts them in really good field position. Plenty of time here remaining in the first half to see if they can tack on some points. But the Bison defense will have something to say about. They've been playing well.
Well, Kingsley Freeman still in the backfield for the Cardinals. Have to keep an eye on Fearing. Freeman will get to carry, and he is stuffed in the backfield again. Just no chance for him to get going. Great penetration from the Buffalo defensive line. Loss of, they're only going to say a loss of a yard, so not too bad.
Yeah, they had that momentum with Fearing in there, and they're trying to do the same here with.
Well, Fearing's got his helmet back on, walking on the sideline without much limping, it looks like. But you don't want to force him back in either.
No. He
Empty backfield, 5 receivers. Hetworth throws left and throws low, incomplete. Looking for Lofton O'Grant. No, for Olman.
Well, here comes Fearing back into the game. So they obviously feel pretty confident. They wrapped up that ankle, and he's good to go. Glad to see that. Now 3rd and long situation to try and keep this drive alive, Joe. See what the Cardinals have offensive play for this particular call.
Cummings Coleman, the lone receiver on the right side, trips left. And Fearing in the backfield. Looking for Cummings Coleman and incomplete. And that was a good defensive play by Goris to get a hand in there and break it up.
Yeah, and again, a quick 3 and out. There's a throw. They throw to the outside, but yeah, just a great job getting a hand on that. C-squared pounded his helmet, saying I should have caught it.
Petru to kick it away, a little bit better field position this time as Moore is standing back inside his own 15. Low line drive punt is going to hit and roll. And the Cardinals will down it about the 22-yard line.
And get that opportunity to get the punt to roll. Plenty of time here for Buffalo to try and put some points up with 3:16 remaining before the break.
Still plenty of time on the clock. 3:16 to go in this second quarter. Guide out of the shotgun, has 3 receivers on his left. Hands off to Moore. Moore with a good gain out across the 25. And late flags coming in. As Guida lost his helmet. Or not Guida, but Moore.
Yeah, those.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 4. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the run.
That's huge.
Automatic. First down.
Second personal foul against the Cardinals in this second quarter.
Penalty results in 1st and 10 for the Bison from the 42-yard line.
I don't see where there was the face mask, but his helmet came off late. Either way, that's the way they saw it, and it's 1st and 10 now from the 42. Guida throwing to his left, tipped, and it's incomplete. Cardinals jump on top of it. Was it
intercepted?
caught?
It was intercepted.
Intercepted.
Oh my God.
Sean Sullivan is the one who came up with the ball. I've got to see that again. I don't know how that didn't get to the ground.
Take another look.
I
Sean
know it was
Sullivan.
tipped. Off of a foot.
Off of a foot. Never touched the ground.
Never touched the ground. Good eyes, Mr. Official. That's the 3rd interception of the game now for the Cardinals. They take over 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line with 2:41 to go in the half. Hetwer with time, throwing, wants Cummings Coleman, a man all over him, incomplete.
How's that not a
There's
flag?
an awful lot of contact.
How's that not a flag?
The sideline wants it, C-squared wants it, not going to get it.
Attendant number 2, Kai John Cummings Coleman.
Yeah, let's take another look at that. Looked like he's all over him. How do you not call that? I get it. He's looking back for the ball, but he's got a hand on his jersey in front.
You can technically have a hand on him to know where he is, but
not in
you
the
can't.
front of the jersey. On the back, you could put a hand on him, but if you go around around.
But yeah, that's
the
impeding
back.
the ability to catch when you
Absolutely.
have it interfering with his hands.
Yeah.
False start.
Yep.
Prior to the snap. False start. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down. The clock will start on the snap.
So 2nd and 15 now from the 49. Play action. Hetwer Wants to go long for Cummings. Coleman again, he's got it. A first down deep into Buffalo territory inside the 10 and close to the 5.
You know, really a nice job by Hetwer to step up because there was pressure. He stepped up a little bit in the pocket, and then he heaved it downfield for Cummings Coleman. C-squared does a nice job of bringing it in. Almost got away from the defender.
Well, and Gorez has his work cut out for him, trying to keep
sure.
up with number 2 all night. May have gotten away with a little bit of contact on the first play of this drive, but 5 catches for $125 and a touchdown already here in the first quarter.
Not bad for
first half.
For a half of football. You know, we still have 2 minutes remaining.
First and goal from the 7. Handoff goes to Fearing. Cuts back. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Great blocking up front. What a nice job by the offensive line to hold their blocks, open up a hole for Fearing. And Fearing saw daylight, and he knew he was going to take it to the house. Great job off the interception. Then they convert to points this time. And they needed that.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the Bison will get the ball to start the second half, but great job by the offense. Great wall of red jerseys just blocking Buffalo to the right. Fearing cuts back. Hardly touched as he gets to the end zone from the 7, and now Patru out to attempt the extra point. This kick is up and good, and it is a 14-0 lead.
I guess Fearing's ankle is okay. Looked pretty good, made the cut inside. That was a great play. All started with that pass from Hetwer to C-squared. And it's just the give to Fearing. He's going to put a foot in the turf and then just angle into the end zone. Beautiful run, nice blocking as we both mentioned. Great job by the big boys up front.
Let's just be a little wary about the celebrations and coming down on that ankle. That was a very big score, and finally converting.
48 seconds to score.
On one of their interceptions.
Yep. 3
interceptions and a turnover on downs inside the 10-yard line for the defense in this first half.
Well, and you know what, Joe? They needed it because all those turnovers, they weren't converting to points. They needed to get points off some of those turnovers, and they did in this drive.
Patru to kick it away.
Number 82, John Patru, and to kick the Cardinals.
Good boot, and that one will carry into the end zone. We saw his first kick after the first touchdown that did not quite make it to the end zone. I think that's the first one we've seen that he did not get a touchback.
You know, we don't say it enough, but we're so fortunate to have Harley Schultz in the booth with us doing stats.
100%.
It makes it so much better. He's our MVP.
Agree wholeheartedly. So 1:53 to go in the half. The Bison take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. Gaida, straight drop, has time, throws left, complete to Kosick, and he's stopped immediately. Gain of 8.
That time Kosick made sure he held on to that.
Complete to number 17, Ty Kosick. Brought down on the play by number 40 on the tablet. And number 44.
Cardinals defense, they do not want to give up points before the break.
Well, and you can give up the 9-yard passes, but
that's fine.
Just not the big killer.
Well, and keep them in bounds, and it keeps the clock running.
Gaida with time again, lots of time. Rolling to his right now, wants to run, being chased. Cuts back, has the first down. He's tripped up short of the 35. Gain of about 5.
He's a little slow to get up.
For the Bison, brought down on the play by number 55, Griffin Tom for the Cardinals. Play results in a 1st and 10 for the Bison.
Clock continues to run. We're approaching a minute remaining in the half.
Gaida with lots of time again, now flushed from the pocket. He'll run to the right, try to get to the sideline, and he does, getting out of bounds close to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it was a smart play by Gaida to make sure he got to that sideline to save some time.
Oh, they put him out at the 37. He was a little further upfield than that, but it's more about stopping the clock than gaining those extra couple yards.
Absolutely.
Gaida rolling to his left. Good block to give him time. Now he's cutting back against the grain, trying to turn upfield. He's going to spin and have the first down, but good job by Hunter Allen to keep him from getting toward the sideline.
They're going to have to hurry up here because they got to move the chains first before they can. There, the clock starts. Timeout. Buffalo.
Their first timeout of this first half. Please set the game clock to 31 seconds even. 31 seconds.
So
Thank
Joe,
you.
they're going to reset it at 31 seconds. Shout out to my buddy Mike Shuno, who never misses a game. He thinks you are the best, Joe. Yeah, he always tells me, he's a work buddy of mine, buddy in general, but I work with him. And he always said, that Joe Yund, the excitement in his voice, it's amazing. He'll be the first one to tell you.
Yeah.
He's watching it at home.
I have a good time.
Yes.
Do enjoy what I do. And those gentlemen are enjoying what they do on Friday night.
Well, they're certainly enjoying a 14-0 lead with 31 ticks remaining in the half.
Coach Schumann.
Yep.
And of course, Coach Carver. Don't forget Coach Carver. The Germus are in the house. Big series on offense for Buffalo, as they would love to cut into this lead before the break. Still have 2 timeouts in their pocket, 31 seconds, 1st and 10 from their 44. Gaida now pressured and sacked for a huge loss. He's going to be dropped for a 9-yard loss, and this is going to force him to
Buffalo,
call timeout number 2.
Their second timeout of the first half.
Yeah, just a great job by the defense applying pressure. You know, we talked about the size up front, but they're using their speed and athleticism to get past that.
Well, and the big key really is the coverage downfield. Gaida's had time in the pocket, but the coverage downfield, he's had nobody to throw to, and that gave time for the lineman to get in there. Isaiah DeMars able to get him around the ankles and bring him down for a 9-yard loss.
Yeah, huge sack on the play for the defense because, as you mentioned, it forces that timeout. And now you've got even a longer field to try and put some points on the board, and very little time left in the shade under 24 seconds.
Yeah, now you have to start looking at the sidelines.
Yep.
Because now you do only have the 1 timeout, and you really want to keep that one in your back pocket until the absolute last second when you have to use it. So watch for the Cardinal defense to really guard against the edges and try and force all the action back to the middle. They spread them out, 2 receivers each side for Gaida this time on 2nd and long. Pass picked, not picked up. Logan Ness had his hands on it. It was right there. I thought he was going to have pick number 4, and boy, he might have been looking at all that end zone in front of him, because there was, if he comes down with this, I don't know that there's any chance anyone stops him.
Yeah, and I know that's got to be so frustrating for him. Nonetheless, good play. Get your hands on it. You want to pick that off, but definitely get your hands on it.
And now it's 3rd and 19. Pass complete left side to Kosick. Kosick avoids a tackle and gets himself out of bounds, short of the first down, but into Cardinal territory. It'll be 4th and about 2.
A nice gain on 3rd and long. Kozak using his speed in the open field, and Hunter Thompson gets a piece of him around the ankle, but he's able to stay on his feet and pick up some additional yards before being forced out of bounds.
Let's go,
So it's 4th and 1 from the Cardinal 47.
Coulson's a nice little receiver. He's
Yes, absolutely.
He's got some really good hands.
Had a really nice first half. Up under center is Gaida. Sneak. And he's still going, forcing his way inside the 40 to the 39 for a first down. Not sure how you turn a sneak into a 12-yard gain, but
Third and final timeout of the first half.
7-yard gain, but
Nonetheless,
either way, it's not exactly what that play is designed to do, and it does force them to take their final time out of the half with 9.5 seconds left there at the 39-yard line. Do you go just end zone, or do you try and get 10 or 15, get out of bounds, and maybe get one more play?
yeah, got to get that. Got to get it fairly quickly if you can do it. And as you talked about, the defense would love to try and keep them in the middle of the field and away from the sidelines. Now we'll see what offensively the Bison are going to do here. What Lockwoods are calling the play here, or offensive staff calling the play.
Gaida drops back, looking right, cutting to the middle of the field. They go hook and ladder, and it works perfectly as Gorez is going to the end zone for the touchdown. 39 yards and the score, and the Bison have cut into the lead.
Ouch. That's a tough one to give up. And it was I give the Bison staff credit. That was a really nicely designed play, worked to perfection.
Hook and ladder, cherry picker, whatever you want to call it. You saw all the red jerseys commit to Brody Wishart, and he just pitched it back to Gorez, and he took off and gets to the house untouched.
Tough way to end the half for the home team.
Fogelquist out to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and good, and it is a 14-7 game.
Yeah, that was a huge touchdown for Buffalo. They really needed it. They'd had that goose egg on the scoreboard for just about the entire half. And now they come and they get that play, and that gives them life. That gives them momentum, because they know coming back, Joe, in the second half, as we talked about, they're going to get the ball. So a little deflating for the Cardinals, even though they've outplayed them.
Well, and the defense to play so well, and we talk about it all the time, those things that kill you are the penalties and the big plays. And to this point, they really hadn't given up a big play, except maybe the one long pass to Kosick it was like their first offensive play, I think. And outside of that, they've kept everything in front of them. And the pass went to Wishart, and the defense all collapsed on him, and no one was thinking it odd that he was cutting to the middle of the field.
It was
to stay behind and protect against the possible hook and ladder.
Well, it worked to perfection.
Fogelberg, short kick, will bounce and roll, gets scooped up at the 5 by Cummings-Coleman. Cummings-Coleman trying to make something happen. One man to beat, he gets around the corner and down the sidelines. He could go all the way, and he does! Touchdown, Cardinals!
Oh my gosh, unbelievable. Number 2 is a playmaker, and he did it there. Once he got around the edge, good blocking on special teams, did a nice job of making sure they didn't hold or didn't commit a penalty, and Cummings-Coleman got around that corner, and then nobody was going to catch him.
The speed, the elusiveness, and just absolutely turned this game right back around. Gage Olson had an opportunity just across midfield on the sideline and couldn't even get a piece of him to knock him out of bounds. Cummings-Coleman goes 95 yards for the score.
Wow.
How's that for a way to end the first half?
That is amazing. Big smile.
Coon Rapids. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Cardinals had to take a timeout and regather themselves.
I don't blame them.
The football ended up on the sideline, and just about everybody in red was thinking, okay, we'll go to the locker room down, up only 14-7. That guy didn't. That guy said, we're going to get our 2-touchdown lead right back. That was
amazing.
That
just
was
amazing.
ridiculous.
Wow.
The guys at the back end got him a seam to get through, and he did the rest all on his own, just outrunning all of them. And like I said, Gage Olson had an opportunity, but the angle disappeared a lot quicker than he thought it would.
It really did. But
once he was past number 21, it was all over. Patru out to try and attempt the extra point. You got to take the time out, get everybody's nerves settled, because obviously that was exciting. How's that for back-to-back plays? This kick is good.
This is the end of the first half.
Might have been blocked. That one came out really, really low, but Patru able to get it through and make it a 21-7 lead. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a great game going through the first half, and a lot more to come. We'll have first half stats and highlights after this on CTN. Back at the Cardinals Stadium, if you wanted excitement, it was packed in that first half. We had 3 interceptions for the Cardinal defense. Buffalo came up with an interception in the end zone. We had a hook and ladder that got Buffalo on the board with less than 2 seconds left in the first half. And as much as the Cardinal defense would have rather stopped that play from happening, if they had stopped it and it had been the half, we wouldn't have had the 95-yard Cummings-Coleman return.
It's amazing because they scored that touchdown with, a couple minutes left, or less than that maybe, and it gave the momentum back to Buffalo because they knew now down 14-7, they had the opportunity to get the ball in the second half.
1.9 seconds on the clock.
C-squared is amazing. He is just amazing.
And they kick it short on purpose to try and limit the return. And this was the first play from scrimmage. They go over the top to Cummings-Coleman, and that was, I think, 32, 35 yards, something like that. Opening possession, Hetwer directing traffic, a great catch by C-squared, dragging his toes on the sideline in the end zone for the touchdown. And then it was interception central.
Yeah.
It was Hunter Thompson.
Yep.
And then, Cardinals marching, and the Buffalo gets the interception right back in the end zone. But defense has played well, both sides. And, chase the quarterback, force the bad throw. Mark Manders steps under, gets the interception. And then this crazy one off a leg. And
amazing.
The catch by Sean Sullivan, you saw Buffalo say, no, the knee was down. The ball was down, but it wasn't. And then Cummings-Coleman again over the top. And that led to the Jared Fearing touchdown. Fearing's had a nice first half, 36 yards and a score, averaging a little better than 4 yards a carry. And then a hook and ladder play. I mean, you don't see it very often, but it worked beautifully. You saw all the red jerseys collapse to the initial receiver, and then, nobody pays attention to Gorez, and he takes off for the score. And then watch this, 95 yards. great seam for him to run through, and then he was just gone. That one little fake gets him to the sidelines, gets him clear, and nobody was going to catch him once he got down the sidelines. And what a way to finish that first half.
He's so
much
he's
fun.
so electric. I mean, and now coaches are game planning or what they need to do defensively
and
around
they
him.
Should 125 receiving yards and a touchdown, over 100 yards on special teams. He's got over 200 all-purpose yards in the first half.
When you look at these numbers, they're relatively close. 11 first downs for Buffalo compared to 6 for the Cardinals. If I had to illustrate it, the big thing is 3 turnovers. But look at 5 penalties for 45 yards, just one miscue in the first half for Buffalo.
Yeah, the two personal fouls in the second half were tough. One really killed them when they had good field position on offense, and one helped Buffalo on their one scoring drive.
Yeah, it really did, and so now Buffalo's gonna get the ball back, and I think it's imperative that they want to go down and get some points here, because now with a 2-touchdown lead again, and really the explosiveness of this Cardinal offense, they have to be careful of what they do here.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see if they put even more coverage towards number 2, because they've been covering pretty much one-on-one all game. And to his credit, Gorez has done a nice job of sticking with him for the most part,
right,
and limiting him as best he can by himself. But if they slide over a safety over the top every time, that's going to leave more open for the other 3 receivers. And Ogorski and Oleman can be dangerous, and it's going to be an exciting second.
I almost think they have to bring a safety over to give him some help, because he can't do it by himself. You can see it.
125 yards, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see what they do, what kind of adjustments they're going to make on the defensive end, but we're going to see their offense first.
Well, buckle up. There's 24 minutes of football on the other side of this break. Kickoff of the second half is next on CTN. Some more excitement, because the first half was just the start.
Yeah, it was definitely an exciting first half of football for Cardinal fans, and now Cardinals are going to kick off and give the ball back to the Bison, and we'll see what the defense does if they make any adjustments. I think they've been playing really well. I think they're going to continue to do what they did in that first half.
Outside of giving up the one big play, the hook and ladder for the touchdown, the defense has been fantastic.
Yep, agree.
Big boot from Patru, and that one's well into the end zone for the touchback.
He's got a big leg.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot during the season opener. It's a definite weapon for a high school team to be able to have a kicker who can guarantee no return.
Yep.
Well, we saw it at the end of the first half. Returns can be a killer. Gaida and the Bison take over from their own 20. Handoff goes to Moore, and Moore's got 5 yards to start this second half.
Logan Ness, I believe, on the tackle. That's his 5th tackle here.
Yeah, he's had a really nice start to his season. Had that pass defense that nearly was an interception late in the half. That, again, if he gets that, we lose the excitement of a last-second 90-plus yard kick return for Cummings Coleman.
No question.
But that would have been just as exciting had he picked it and taken it back. Pass left, tipped and nearly picked off. Sullivan had to go right through his hands after somebody got a hand on it again. Cardinals doing a great job of getting hands in passing lanes. This time it looks like it was Kenneth Wells. He's had a couple of nice plays in this contest already. Boy, yeah, he got up there.
With Sullivan and Thompson, went off Thompson's helmet. I'm wondering if Sullivan didn't touch it, if Thompson picks it off.
Third and 5, pass over the middle is bobbled but caught by Wyatt Osterbauer, and he's got a first down into Cardinal territory.
Well, that's great concentration by Osterbauer.
And that's a huge third down conversion
absolutely.
For Buffalo. Would have hated to give the ball right back.
Hunter Thompson on the tackle.
Edward Tabler right there, too.
Yep.
No surprise. First and 10 from the Coon Rapids 46. Handoff goes to Moore. Moore stopped immediately.
Logan
Eric Gonda.
Eric Gonda, that's right.
And Wells.
Yeah.
Both right there.
Yeah, that may make sports night.
Yeah, he tried to hurdle Wells.
He wasn't
and
going
Onda said,
anywhere.
I don't think so.
That's his 8th tackle.
He's had a monster start to his season as well. Second and 9, Guida throwing right, pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of Ty Kosick.
So it'll make it 3rd and long for the Bison here. Snap a little off to the side, had to pull it in. But yeah, that's the ball that should have been caught.
Yeah, Kosick, we talked about, had a really nice first half, and there were a couple, though, that he got his hands on that, he wishes he had been able to bring in. Still would have been short of the first down, but would have made it a more manageable third down situation. Now on 3rd and 9 from the 45. Fake to give and keeping it is Guida weaving his way down to the 41-yard line. And I think that was some miscommunication because I think he wanted Moore to take that ball.
Well, and Guida did a good job
of making a broken play.
Well, and he made something out of nothing. He was able to get some positive yards. Still 4th down. And not an easy 4th down conversion here in this situation. Cardinal defense looking to come up big and make a stop and turn it over on downs.
Bison are 0 for 1 on 4th down. This one 4th and 5 from the 41. Guida steps back, looks to his left, throws long. Well covered and a good defense by Hunter Thompson, making sure that Kosick was not going to come down with that one. He was there step for step with that top receiver. Got man coverage. But Thompson staying in great position, making sure to break that one up.
Yeah, and again, he doesn't get any contact on. Pass hung up just a little bit, allowed him to catch up to the receiver, and got hit him as the ball got there, and not allowing him to bring it in.
And now the Cardinals will take over in good field position from their own 41-yard line. Hatwer pitches to Fearing on the left, has to cut back. Good penetration by the Bison defense. They stop him for a loss of a yard.
Yeah, again, Fearing had in that first half been doing a good job of getting to the outside. That time the Bison defense collapsed and made sure that they followed him.
Just the second time they've been able to stop him for a loss.
Well, we'll see that. We'll see too if on this set of downs if C squared is double covered or if if they get some help. I think they're gonna. At this point, doesn't look like it.
We'll just Easton Gora is out there man-to-man with him. Hatwer stepping up, throws on the run, incomplete, and
that was dangerous.
It was. I think he kind of threw it to where no one was. Ogorski already thought that he was turning to block, thinking Hetwer was going to run with it.
So it'll be 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd down.
Two of 5 are the Cardinals on 3rd down. This one 3rd and 11. I think Ogorski's just got the one catch. It was spectacular.
Yes, it was. Falling back.
Go to the bubble screen for Ullman. Cuts back to the sidelines. Tracked down from behind. And the Cardinals will go 3 and out, bring out the punt unit.
Not the way they wanted to start their first drive. Good job by Riley Anderson on the play to make sure he brought him down.
Brought down on the play by number 37, Riley Anderson for the Bison. Short gain, 4th down.
Petru with another punt coming up here. He's been getting some favorable rolls on his last couple of punts.
The first punt, Moore had a pretty good return, despite it being a good punt that had good air under it. This one is a little bit shorter, but it's going to take a great bounce and a roll, and they're going to down it inside the 10.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a good weapon to have. If you can punt and get it down there in that situation and put him in a long field, it's so much better, so much easier for the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, after that first return, though, on that first punt, he's done a really great job of kicking it away from Moore, not giving him an opportunity to try and return it. And good downfield coverage from the Cardinal punt team, getting there and making sure he doesn't want to try and scoop it up off the turf. So the Bison will start 1st and 10 from their own 9-yard line. 7:30 on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Handoff goes to Moore. He is spun around and dropped for a loss. Good penetration by the Cardinal defense that time. Hunter Allen, the one to wrap him up.
That's going to be a loss of 2, I believe. Yep.
Pitch. Right side, in trouble is Moore, and he's going to lose even more yardage back inside the 5. And the Bison are going the wrong way.
Yeah, this defense is doing a really nice job picking up where they left off in that first half. Hunter Thompson again on the tackle.
Loss of 4 more yards makes it 3rd and 16 from the 3.
It's a 3rd and 16 for the Bison.
It's not a lot in your playbook for 3rd and 16 from your own 3-yard line.
Yeah, because you got to be careful that you don't throw something up for a turnover. So you do have to limit what you want to do here, but you want to get away from the shadow of your own goal.
Guida wants to throw, throwing to the right, incomplete. Coverage that time by Elijah Tabla. Thought he might have gotten there a little bit early, but the pass up out of reach.
Yeah.
And so now punting from his own end zone is C.J. Fogelquist. And he's got to be concerned because he knows that number 2 is back there. And he'll take it from about the 38. Cuts back to his left, now back to his right, spins and falls forward. Just not a lot of room there. Good coverage downfield for the Bison.
Yeah, but great field position for Coon Rapids to start this drive. It's phenomenal. Start the 32. Yeah,
credit the defense and the special teams for that field position. You get a good punt down to inside the 10. Your defense goes out and forces them backwards. Gets you a quick 3 and out. And you start at the plus 32. Handoff, Fearing left side, looking for room, gets his shoulders square, gets down to the 26-yard line. Gain of about 6.
Again, you're picking up 6 yards of carry. That's pretty good.
Oh, they're going to say 27, so a 5-yard gain. But again, the Cardinals average under 2 yards per carry coming into this contest. Needed to get the run game going, and he has been a nice spark.
Yes, he has.
2nd and 5. Fearing will get the carry again, hit in the backfield, drop for a loss, and maybe we should stop talking.
Yeah.
That'll set up 3rd and 8 from the 30.
A little under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
For the Bison. 3rd and 8 for the Cardinals. On the 30-yard line.
Big opportunity here for the defense. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, Patrick's got a great leg if they decide to kick, if they don't make it, or if it's 4-down territory.
Hetwer rolling to his right. Throws on the run. Pass is caught, staying in bounds, getting the first down and more is Cummings-Coleman. He's down at the 15-yard line.
Oh, he's hurt.
And I think that's a cramp. I hope
it's a cramp. But
yeah. And look at the calf knotted up there. But he had to tiptoe on the sidelines to keep himself from going out of bounds.
I think they're bringing the jug of pickle juice over. Oh yeah, he did it right there. You could.
Needed 8, got 15.
Oh, those are not fun. Yeah, it's definitely a cramp.
Howie's prescription to all athletes: drink pickle juice before your game.
Hey, yeah, absolutely.
Prevent the cramps.
False start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Personally, I would just say eat a banana.
Pickle juice works quicker.
Well, I'm talking pregame.
Oh, pregame. Okay.
Eat a banana
Not a
or
pizza.
2. Well, you don't get potassium from a pizza. Well, I suppose if you had a banana pizza.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to me,
is there such thing as a banana pizza?
There could be.
Yikes. Oh yeah.
But banana, I just think is a little more palatable. Pass goes to Groski on the right side.
He dropped it.
And the ball came out, scooping it up, and on the run are the Bison. This is Osterbauer trying to go all the way. Hetwer trying to track him down. Hetwer can't make the tackle. Groski is into the end zone, or Osterbauer rather is into the end zone. And a fumble return for a touchdown. How quickly things can change.
They really can. Obviously, I'm not sure where it came out in the play. Let's see if we can see it again here in this throw to the outside, and you can see it right there. Great play. But is 2 on the ground when he picked it up? If 2's on the ground, that's not a touchdown.
Well, it is, because that's the way the guys in stripes
No, I understand what you're saying, but the rules go, if he's on the ground, it's not a touchdown.
But they saw it as him scooping it and taking it the distance.
I get it. That's a huge play.
Huge. Kick is up and good for Fogelquist.
I remember we were playing
And
it.
it's
Let's take another look at that. There's the ball coming out. Oh. Oh no, he's up. He's up. Okay.
Just reaches into the
Yeah,
pile,
pulls it out.
scoops it up, and he's gone. Great play by Wyatt
Yeah,
Osterbauer.
just heads up play. And that's a momentum give to Buffalo here, because it looked like Coon Rapids was going to come away with some points. And now Cardinals will get the ball back on offense, but got a little spark now to the Bison, and we'll see what their defense comes out again and does after forcing a turnover.
So at this point, if you're Fogelquist, if you don't have the leg to kick it into the end zone and force the touchback,
well, he's not.
Squib it or just kick it out of bounds. Give it to him at the 35. It's much better.
He's not back there.
Oh, he's not.
No.
Cramp.
Yeah.
That's right. So, yeah, then you can kind of kick it away with a little more confidence.
I'm just looking to see where he is. All right, there he's standing at the 30, so he's in terms C squared. He's got a helmet on, so he's fine. But
I think he's arguing, let me in, coach, let me in.
well, he's drinking some.
I can do it again. High, short, end-over-end kick. It's going to be scooped up at the 13-yard line and returned close to the 20 by Ullman. And now the Cardinal offense just has to come out and be able to respond.
Well, they do, because they had all the momentum before that. Kai John is in the lineup.
Cardinals start 1st and 10 from their own 20. Pitch goes to Fearing. Cutting upfield, tripped up immediately. He'll be dropped for a loss of 2.
Well, that scoop and score gave this defense a lot of momentum here, and you saw that play doing a good job of limiting Fearing and dropping him for a loss.
Call it a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 from the 19. Pass complete to Cummings Coleman, spinning and forcing his way out to about the 28. It'll be 3rd and short. There was some definite help once the ball arrived.
I'm sure
they didn't leave Gorez out there alone this time.
I'm sure when the staff for Buffalo said when number 2 has the ball, we need at least 2 guys around him. This time there was 4.
Gets to the 29 where it's 3rd and 1. Big 3rd down for the Buffalo defense.
Yep.
And they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, that's head coach Greg Lackwoods.
Prior to the snap. Offside. Defense number 69. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Can't be happy with that.
No, we've seen the Cardinals jump on defense a couple of times, but I think that's the first offside against the Buffalo defense.
Well, Buffalo had a lot of penalties last week in their win over Monticello, and I know Coach said that those are some of the things that we have to clean up here against Coon Rapids.
And both of these teams very familiar with close games. Cardinals came from behind week 1, looking for it. Cummings Coleman comes back to it, makes the catch, a 1st down into Buffalo territory.
Wow, he's just so good.
Again, Easton Gorez might be asking the rest of somebody want to give me a hand over here?
Yeah.
Because this kid's good.
Well, give credit to Hetwer. He did a nice job of getting the ball there.
He's in good position
yeah.
right there.
But again, with the athletic ability to go up and get the ball at its highest point, allows him to win that battle.
So I was saying, Cardinals came from behind, down 20-0, and got the 21-20 win against Brainerd.
Yep.
Then came from behind and lost in overtime, 28-27 against St. Francis.
Are you saying
Buffalo
not used to playing with the lead?
No, I'm just saying both teams used to close games.
Yep.
Buffalo was a little back and forth, but then ended up holding on to a lead late in a 22-20 win over Monticello week 1. pickup of about 4 on first down for Jared Fearing. 2nd and 5 from the 33. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Monticello scored the first 2 scores of the game in that loss.
Hetwer, quick throw, complete. Cummings Coleman gets a block and has another first down out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Jackson Smith came over and got him a block, helped him get another couple yards.
Nine catches for 194 yards and a score, and also a kick return for a score.
Plus, he had another kick return that was 20, 30 yards as well, I think. So he's got over 100 yards of special teams.
Yep.
Almost 200 yards.
Yeah, we're not
receiving.
We're not out of the third quarter quite yet.
He's having a game. Oh, fumble. Saints are or Bison are on top of it.
That's heartbreaking.
Osterbauer with his second fumble recovery of the third quarter. 16.8 seconds left in this third frame. And this is
just
never secured it.
Nope.
No chance for anybody but a white jersey to get to it. So Cardinals marching, cough it up. Buffalo takes over from their 22. Handoff goes to Moore. Nice gain on first down. We've got Kai Kelvey in at quarterback now.
This is the end.
That'll do it for the third.
Quarter.
Well, again, action-packed and exciting as can be. This one's going right down to the wire. We go to the fourth quarter. Cardinals leading the Bison 21-14.
Okay, I have a couple good ones for you, Joe. How do football players stay cool? By standing next to the fans. What kind of tea do football players drink? Penalty. Why can't you play football with pigs? Because they hog the ball.
Fans have had plenty to cheer about, especially the Cummings Coleman fan club there.
Yeah, that is for sure.
He has been a busy boy, and wow, he has kind of had his own personal highlight reel so far through 3 quarters. Kelvey rolling, throwing on the run, and the pass is incomplete. Kosick again unable to reel it in. They'll bring up third down, and a huge third down for the Bison on offense.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the change, if they just decided to go a different way or if...
Well, 3 interceptions might have had something to do with it, but we did see Gaida start that first offensive series.
Yep.
Kelvey rolling to his left, throwing, has a man behind the defense, complete to Gage Olson. He's got a huge gain down the sideline, cuts back, and he is inside the 5. It'll be first and goal for Buffalo.
What a great play, good design. He got behind the defense, and he doesn't have the speed of C squared, but he was able to be caught. But nonetheless, just a good job rolling to his left, good protection for him, and he just gets behind the defense, as you see there. And fortunately for the Cardinals, they were able to get him before he crossed the stripe.
Well, that's a touchdown saving tackle by Logan Ness. He cut back between two defenders and nearly got all the way to the end zone. Instead, it's 1st and goal from the 4.
Timeout. Buffalo, their first timeout in the second half.
And they will take a timeout to think about it, make sure they've got the right play. I don't think that's a timeout they wanted to take.
No, I definitely don't think they wanted to take that because there's still plenty of time left in this game.
But a couple of turnovers by the Cardinals. They had an opportunity really to put this game away in that third quarter. They score on either of those drives and make it a 3-score game if they score on the first one, but they cough it up and it immediately is a touchdown the other way on the long fumble return by Wyatt Osterbauer. Then they got an opportunity to make it a 2-score lead again. They fumble it away, and now Buffalo with an opportunity to try and tie this game here early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be all Coon Rapids at one point in this game, and if Buffalo can tie it up, it's...
They go with the Wildcat, direct snap to Moore, and the Cardinals are all over it. They drop him for a big loss. First man there was Isaiah DeMars. He's had a couple of big plays.
Yes, he has.
In this contest. Had a sack in the first half. Cardinals have held once inside the 10-yard line, forced a turnover on downs. As I talked about in that first half, they had 3 stops on goal-to-go situations in the opener against Brainerd. Kelvey with Moore in the backfield with him. Handoff goes to Moore. He slipped and he dropped right back at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 6.
I'll tell you, if the defense can come up big here, that would be huge.
Just got his feet tangled up with his own lineman as he tried to spin back inside. Tension in the fans, in the students section. They're not making much noise on 3rd and goal. Kelvey rolling to his right, throws. That pass is incomplete.
Yeah, he was looking for some.
Yeah, he was
call.
looking for a flag. That was Kosick again, but right there with him and was Nyapan getting a hand on the ball and making sure that he wasn't going to be able to bring it in.
We'll see what's in the playbook here on 4th down. A huge 4th down for the Bison offense.
Yeah, Aloysius Nyapan with him, and yeah, I see where he had an argument. I don't know that he really got his head around.
He did. I don't think he did.
But he got a hand on the ball, didn't really make contact. They try and go with the screen pass, and it's dropped by Salinek, and the defense holds on goal to go.
I'll tell you, Salinek makes that catch. That's a touchdown. He would have walked into the end zone. Maybe he realized that and just didn't concentrate on catching the ball, but that should have been a score for the Bison. That's an unfortunate situation for Buffalo.
Huge hold for the defense. The defense has been very good tonight. Again, they've only given up the 1 score on a trick play right at the end of the first half. Offense takes over deep in its own end. 1st and 10 from their own 6, and they'll get a free 5 yards.
That's great because now they've got a little more room to work with.
Prior to the snap, offside, defense number 93, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Yeah, it's got to be disheartening for Buffalo. I mean, with that nice drive that they had, and they couldn't put any points on the board. Now you got to rely on your defense again to make a stop. And still plenty of time. 9:40 on the clock. Cardinals holding a 7-point lead.
Well, the Cardinals need to finish a drive.
They do.
And again, give themselves some cushion. Pass for Ullman, incomplete. He laid out to try and bring it in.
Well, complete a drive and take time off the clock, and just, if they can control this particular series, move the ball down the field and take time off the clock, they've got that opportunity to sew it up.
Well, and give Buffalo's defense credit.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have done a better job against the run
They have.
in this second half.
They have.
Really making it difficult for Jared Fearing to get any momentum upfield, stopping him for negative yardage a couple different times, forcing a couple of fumbles. That one dropped immediately by Hetwer, just falls on the ball, and now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, that's a tough situation because it puts you lose yardage, and it puts them in a 3rd down and long situation right at the doorstep of your own end zone.
But that's the smart play by Jackson Hetwer.
Absolutely.
Just fall on the ball. Don't, I mean, could he have scooped it up and had a chance to do something? Maybe. But there's also a chance then for something to go horribly wrong deep in your own end. So now 3rd and 9 from the 8. Hetwer drops back, looks to his left, now rolls that way, throws long. Up for it is Smith, can't come down. He was well defended. Right there with him was
a flag.
Chiavetta.
It's on Buffalo. It's a late hit on Hetwer.
And boy, if that's what it is, that
Personal
is
foul. Roughing the passer.
Oh.
Defense number 6.
that is
15-yard penalty. Automatic.
huge.
that
First
could
down.
be a backbreaker.
Well, it really is because now Coon Rapids at that point where they're going to have to punt the ball deep in their own territory.
oh yeah,
You can't. He's let the
yeah,
ball go.
he
Yeah,
took
that's
3
bad.
steps after he released the ball.
Bad penalty for Buffalo.
And they have, you talked about it. They wanted to limit their penalties, and they
Yep.
did so in the first half.
Yeah,
but
just
but
one.
they have been plagued with them here in the second. Cardinals 1st and 10 from the 21 now. Handoff goes to Fearing, and the Cardinals win early.
Yep.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So the Cardinals give them 5 of that 15 right back. Yeah, the tension in here is just palpable. Neither student section is making any noise, which is weird in a 1-score game, and
He's out of
Smith
bounds.
can't get a foot down inbounds. It'll be 2nd and 15. Yeah, Jackson Smith had a couple of catches in that first game against Brainerd.
He had a touchdown. I
Had a
think.
touchdown,
Yep.
yeah. I think he had a touchdown against St. Francis. But he's
He's been quiet tonight.
He has, but he's got that really prototypical receiver build, tall, long arms. Second and 15. Quick screen to Cummings Coleman, trying to find some room, and he does, and he could be gone. Bye-bye, baby. He is having a night, and he has another Coon Rapids touchdown.
Wow. It's just, I'm in the business to bring out words, but sometimes there are no words for that. That young man is a superstar. I mean, he is so fast.
84 more yards for Cummings Coleman.
Yikes.
Does that put him at 277 receiving, plus another
12
100
catches?
plus
11 catches?
100 plus on special teams and the 90-plus yard return touchdown. And, I mean, he does almost all this. Smith gives him a great block right there, and the linemen come out and seal that inside for him, but once he found a seam, just all you can do is try and catch up. And give Chiavetta all the credit in the world. He stayed with him. He tried to run downfield with him all the way. He never gave up. But there was no chance of catching him. Patru's kick is up and good, and it is a 28-14 lead.
Oh, that's huge. Now all of a sudden you have a 2-score cushion with 8:24 remaining in the contest, and you can breathe a little bit easier. They will not breathe totally easy until that final whistle is, and they've gotten their second victory. But in the meantime, he's just he needs a rest. A little bit of a nap. He's done an amazing job. Yeah,
what a day for Kai John Cummings Coleman, the guy we call C-Square. Which I love the fact that, I do kind of love the fact that made it terrible.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
I'm not sure how they heard it, but we'll take it.
5 plays, 94 yards, just a minute 16 off the clock, and an 83 yards.
KCC is cooking them up and frying the Buffalo Bison. Well, Patru's first kick was in this direction, and it did not quite make it to the end zone. The couple that he kicked the other way were well into the end zone. There's not a terrible amount of wind tonight. No. This one's going to be well short. It's going to bounce at the 15, almost got over the head of Gorez. Gorez going to get it back out to about the 23. Ball came out late, but the whistle had blown.
Hydrate, young man.
Pickle juice and bananas.
Pickle juice and bananas. You can mash up the bananas, put them in the pickle juice, and get one wonderful cocktail. 10 catches, 277 yards, 2 touchdowns. Another one on a kick return.
A 90-plus yard
90-plus kick return.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 22 of the kicking team. That penalty will be enforced 15 yards from the end of the run. First down. That is number 22's first unsportsmanlike penalty of the contest.
It's, again, I understand you're excited. You have to limit those kind of things. You cannot.
Well, and this really for both teams, the penalties, especially the really avoidable penalties have happened here in the second half. We saw Coon Rapids with the 2 personal fouls in the first half. But Buffalo's going to start with good field position from their own 39.
Not sure who that was to.
Yeah, there was a little miscommunication as Kelvy's pass had no one anywhere close to it. But Wishart was on that side. He cut in, and the throw went out. Since he was the only receiver over there, I'm assuming
miscommunication.
That's what happened. I like Kelvy. Just 5'8".
Yep. One of your favorite players.
You don't see a lot of 5'8" quarterbacks.
Doug Flutie.
Kelvy, straight drop, throwing long down the right side, incomplete, and the Cardinals are going to get called for a hold.
I mean, that was an uncatchable ball, but.
Pass interference. Defense number 12.
Yeah.
15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
Well,
there was a lot of contact there, but that
there
one
was. But if the guy was 8'6", maybe he's got a chance at that ball.
And has a 41-inch vertical.
Yeah, exactly. With a large wingspan.
But that's 30 yards on penalties, 0 yards of offense. And they're into Cardinal territory at the 44 with a fresh set of downs. Or 46, rather. Kelvy nailed, and that ball is out. The Cardinals did not get to it.
Gee, number 40.
I thought the Cardinals were going to get to it, but Edward Tabla, we haven't talked about him enough tonight.
Not a lot.
Came up with a big one right there. He hammered. Kelvy had no idea he was coming. You might want to block him.
Yeah. Yeah, and fortunately, that's a loose ball. Buffalo's got to make sure they fall on it. Unfortunately, there wasn't a red jersey to jump on it.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15 from their own 49. Kelvy rolling to his left, keeping his eyes downfield, throws on the run. The pass is complete. And Zumbush is forced out of bounds by Elijah Tabla. Ball placed at the 43 will set up 3rd and 7. Kelby pressured, in trouble, ball's out again. This time it's scooped up by the Cardinals.
They're calling incomplete pass.
That
Really?
is an
Are you kidding me?
awful call.
That's-
One official threw the blue flag.
Prior to the pass, the quarterback's knee was down. 4th down, the clock should run.
He said prior to the pass, the quarterback's knee was down. I don't know if we can take another look at that.
Going to call this a sack. So, and again, it's Edward Tabla.
It happened so
His
quickly.
shoe was off. That
Ball's out.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty close.
It does look
I'll
like
give
he
it to the
was-
officials.
It does look like he was pushing it forward, and so maybe should have been a pass attempt.
Right.
But they're going for it on 4th and 15
Well, they have
from
to.
their own 47. Airing it out to the near side, and that pass is incomplete off the fingertips of Ty Kosick. Made a great effort at it, but the Cardinals defense will hold and force another turnover on downs.
You see, yeah, just you got a piece of it, but not able to bring it in.
Hunter Thompson with him step for step all the way. So the Cardinals will take over in plus territory midway through this 4th quarter, up by 14. Wonder what the school record is for receiving yards.
I'm not sure.
Handoff goes to Fearing, and he's met at the line, stop for no gain.
You got to remember that Buffalo burned a timeout early in the second half, or in the 4th quarter, I should say. But Cardinals are more than happy to let this clock run down. They're going to take their time between plays.
That one nearly got away from Hetwer, and a late handoff to Fearing, and he's smothered in the backfield. A loss of 4 back into the Cardinals side of midfield. 3rd and 14. And again, we've seen Buffalo's run defense really step up in the second half.
Oh, they have. Do you throw here? Do you try and pick up the first down, or do you run the ball and
the clock?
And the clock.
I think you throw short and see if your superstar can break another one.
Oh, there's a
That's
false start.
That was easy to see.
Yeah.
And that was against your superstar.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 2, 5-yard penalty, throw down.
They're going the wrong way.
Yeah.
So, 3rd and 19, I think you might run a draw play instead. 3rd and 14 at midfield is a little different, I guess, but yeah, like you said, run as much. You want the clock is your ally for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Timeout, Coon Rapids.
Timeout, Coon Rapids. Their first timeout of the second
And they'll
half.
talk about it. And again, maybe you run that screenplay again, because the last one you ran went 86 yards for a touchdown. So, worst case scenario, he catches it and actually gets stopped in the backfield. This was the first play from offense.
Have you heard he's good? I've heard he's good.
First play from scrimmage, by the way. And then the opening drive, great toe tap in the end zone for the touchdown. This was just a big first down. And then another one to set up their second score of the game. Oh, this was the big first down where he ended up getting the cramp.
Yep.
On the sideline, but
So good.
he's just done a little bit of everything.
I'm just in awe of that young man.
And all of this is just his receiving. His most exciting play of the night was the return. That one was pretty.
That
sweet
was
too.
pretty sweet. Yeah. I mean, he just ran away from the entire defense
Yes, he
in that
did.
play.
I said bye-bye baby about the
Yes, you
30
did.
yard line. Because I was pretty certain he was not going to be caught.
No, there is nobody going to catch him.
So third and a whole bunch from the 44. Man in motion is C-squared. They go with the little shovel pass, see if they can get him around the left side. He's dragged down out of bounds. Back near the original line of scrimmage. And that's another more receiving yards for that young man. It's a shovel pass.
Shovel pass to forward shovel pass.
If he hadn't caught it, it would have been incomplete. So therefore, it's receiving yardage. So the Cardinals on 4th and 10 will punt it away. Patru, another good boot. They don't even have anybody back, and this one, unfortunately, going to roll a little too far. Only rolled about 3 yards into the end zone.
Yeah, he didn't put the English on it to get it to stick.
But Buffalo is up against it now with 4:02 to play. They trail by 14.
Well, you're going to see how fired up this defense is coming out here with, as you mentioned, with 4:02 left.
Well, they've played so well.
Yeah,
tonight.
but even more so now.
well.
Even more so now. They can taste it.
Again, the only score they've allowed was the hook and ladder play,
and the trick play.
Yeah, they just kind of got sucked in on the initial reception. Kelvey looking to his left, throws, passes incomplete, intended for Salonik. Salonik. Now that I look at the pronunciation,
Yeah.
4 minutes left in the game.
No time, no better than 4 minutes left.
Kelvey throws, pass complete to Salonik. He's hit immediately by Anda. Anda will be right at the first down marker, though. And I think that's A, Salonik's first catch,
Yep.
and B, Kelvy's first completion.
No, he
He
completed
does.
it. Yeah.
He does have it.
Yep.
My mind is blown by number 2
Yeah.
in
well,
red.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of,
It's been a blur.
it's just kind of fluff.
Oh.
That pass is incomplete, and Elijah Tabla was
He could smell it. He could smell the goal line.
trying to cut it off.
Kelvy's pass incomplete. Intended for number 9, Zach Salonik.
Apparently he's all about Salonik. Second and 10. Kelby looking left, throws, pass is complete. Spun around and down is Kosick.
Was that pass tipped? It looked like it fluttered.
Out to the 20, or at 37, 7-yard gain. 3rd and 3. Under 3 minutes to go. Bison need 2 scores. Kelby throws, pass incomplete, right through the hands of Wishart on the left side. And it'll be another 4th down. 0 for 3
On fourth
on
down?
4th down? 2 of 6?
2 of 6.
Okay,
That's close to 0 for 3.
They've gone for it a lot more than
Yes,
I thought.
well,
I know they knew the Cardinals had held on 4th down several times. But this one is going to be complete and converted. The catch made by Kosick at the 42. But when you are down by 2 scores, under 3 minutes to go, you really need more yardage than 5. You did need to move the chains, though, obviously. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 42. Kelby throws complete to Kosick on the left. He's stopped after a gain of 6.
The clock continues to run. We're hit the 2-minute mark left in this contest. Hunter Thompson shaking up a little bit on the sideline.
And the Bison taking their time.
Yeah.
Taking these small plays.
Well, the Cardinals will be fine with that.
Kelby throwing long this time, incomplete. No chance for Kosick to get that far downfield.
Number 4, Ty Kelby's pass is complete. Intended for number 17, Ty Kosick. Coverage on the play. Number 21, C.J. Adler for the Cardinals.
That'll bring up another 3rd down.
We got a 3rd and 4 for the Bison from the 48. Come on, Cardinals, help your D. It's 3rd down.
Kelby rolls, throws over the middle. That pass is tipped, deflected, and incomplete. A couple of Cardinals had a chance at that one. Gage Olson, the intended receiver, had a fingertip on it.
Well,
Another 4th down.
Defense looking for another turnover.
So now they are 4 for 7, or 3 for 7, something like that.
Close to that.
Yes, they were 2 for 6.
It's Minneapolis
converted.
Math. Divided
So
by 2, the square root of 7.
3 for 80. 3 for 7 on 4th down in the ball game. Kelby throwing to his right. Pass is complete.
Oh,
And
incomplete.
Incomplete. Could not handle it as he came down. And that'll be a turnover on downs, and the Cardinals can pretty much salt it away from here. Yeah, just couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, it looked like he had it, but just couldn't keep
Well, as he
control
went
of it.
to tuck it,
Yeah, it came out.
squirted out, and then he hit the ground, and Cardinals will take over. So 3 for 8 on 4th down. That's a lot of fourth down
That's a lot of
attempts.
4th down attempts. Well, at this point in the game, obviously they had to.
Well,
go for
right.
it, but yeah.
Right. Hand-off to Fearing. Fearing trying to get outside on the left. Has some room, has a 1st down. Forced out of
Stiff
bounds.
arm.
Good stiff arm, but stay in bounds.
It's like a young Neil Hennig. Minneota Masher rounding that corner. Get out of my way.
Forced out at the 30 after an 18-yard gain. Great run, stay in bounds.
Yeah, I agree.
Great stiff arm, though. I like the finish. I love to see a runner that doles out punishment. This time right up the middle and nothing there, no gain. Buffalo's going to call a timeout.
It's interesting how they call timeout.
Buffalo.
On their last drive, they really, as you mentioned, they really took their time. And now with 1:13 left, it's second down.
And not only did they take their time, they didn't really take many shots downfield, maybe one, but they were satisfied for these 5 and 6 yard passes. Weren't hustling to the line. Interesting, and weren't using their timeouts when their passes were to the middle of the field too. But you can't take the timeouts home with you.
No, you cannot.
So you may as well.
You mean you can't carry him over to the next game and get an extra couple?
That doesn't
work that way.
Doesn't work. So they'll try and see if they can keep some clock, get the ball back, and be a little more desperate when their offense returns to the field. Fearing gets back to the line of scrimmage. Buffalo
Timeout.
takes its last
Buffalo,
timeout.
Their third and final timeout of the second half.
So they'll take that third timeout with 1:07 remaining in the contest. Coon Rapids up by 2 scores.
Well, and the Cardinals now, I mean, they're not able to run the clock out without getting a first down. But they could come pretty close.
They could.
I mean, they could get it down. Get it down around at least 40, 45 seconds at the very least before they snap it for fourth down. So I'm going to assume, as is everyone in white, that number 14 is going to get it on a handoff here.
You mean number 11?
Or 11, yeah. 14 is going to hand off to 11. And that's exactly what happens. And Fearing gets back to the line of scrimmage. And, yeah, the play clock will take them down to about 20 seconds before they have to snap it again. And I would assume that the Cardinals will run it all the way down, call a timeout. And then what do you think? Do you see if Patrick can kick a 47-yarder?
I don't know.
I mean, you're going to take it down to 20 seconds. You're going to call a timeout from where you are.
Coon Rapids.
Ball at the 30. That would be about a 47-yarder.
Well, now the crowd's making some noise.
Yeah, they were nervous.
Yep.
They were nervous. Buffalo, give the Bison credit
Absolutely.
for the second half, really making it a tense situation. I mean, it all comes down to that fumble return for a touchdown. But really, I mean, only 2 scores in the second half. Right? And they were both dramatic.
They were.
One was
Absolutely.
a fumble return for 80-plus yards, and one was a screenplay that went 86 yards
Crazy.
for a touchdown. I think if they were 10 yards closer, they would have maybe tried.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're going to kneel on it.
Well, they don't have any timeouts left.
But it's fourth.
But it stops
it's
the clock.
fourth
That's
down.
right. Well, it's 20 seconds left. Oh, maybe they're not going to kneel on it.
They
Well,
are.
now they are.
Just,
yeah. Why not just hand the ball off?
Yeah, I don't.
Hey, I'm not gonna criticize anything Coon Rapids is doing tonight.
I don't. I wouldn't either, but I don't.
You don't get it.
Understand.
I get it. I understand.
You're not. I don't know. Like I said, I think you've got a kicker that definitely can put some distance in it.
Yep.
Like I said,
you do.
I think if you're 10 yards closer, you'd
Maybe
definitely try a 30-plus yarder,
right?
Just to because the game's over.
Correct.
I mean, there's no way that Buffalo scores twice in the last 20 seconds.
No.
It's not possible. 47-yarder, that would be a lot.
Well, they tried a 51 at St. Francis, I believe.
Was it that?
I think it was.
But yeah, I would have rather seen them run the ball than
I get it.
but that's the safer play, I suppose. Passes between the hands of Brody Wishart.
Number 12, Sean Sullivan in the coverage for the Cardinals. Second down.
And you cost Hetwer 9 yards of rushing.
You did. I think he's okay with that.
Yeah, the win is all that really matters,
is.
obviously. And they've got the W, and I think there's one guy above all others that you can make that thanks to. And he wears number 2.
Number 4, Kai Kennedy.
He has just been amazing tonight. What a game.
Brody Wishart. Number 12, Sean Sullivan.
Yeah,
in the
he.
coverage for the Cardinals. Third down.
Well, Hunter Thompson was hurt earlier. Good to see him back in there.
Defense has been outstanding again.
Yes.
They played very, very well all night. Gave up the one big play for the score late in the first half on a trick play. Keep going to Wishart. Hunter Thompson almost had the interception on the overthrow.
Number 4, Kai Kennedy's
Right
pass
on the
is
sidelines.
intended for number 84, Brody Wishart. Coverage on the play by number 7, Hunter Thompson.
So 4th and 10. We'll see if this gets us to the end with 3.7 seconds. Kelvey rolling to his left, waiting, throwing long. Oh, right through the hands. It was picked.
It's the end of the game.
Went right through the hands of Mark Manders, and Eric Onda ends up with it, and he does have the interception. 4th interception of the game for the Cardinals on defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such a good effort by the entire squad. It was a. I mean, this is a team game. This is definitely a team effort. Although you can look at number 2 in red and say he carried this team on his back.
Oh, I think that would be fair, and I don't think they're of the 70 or so guys in red jerseys on the field. I think all of them would say the same.
Oh, absolutely.
They got an up close view of one of the most historic performances in this high school's football program.
Without a doubt.
He was amazing. Over close to 400 yards of total offense.
Yep.
I mean, of total yardage.
Total yardage.
Special teams, he had over 100 yards on special teams. He had, what did he finish with on
286 yards.
286
11 catches,
yards?
286 yards, and
2 touchdowns.
2 tutties.
2 touchdowns receiving. Another amazing kick return.
Yeah.
But wow, what a game. The Cardinals improve to 2-1. A good way for them to start their division schedule. And they've got a big one coming up next week. Elk River coming in to take on the Cardinals.
Yeah, they can enjoy this one for a little while, but yeah, they're going to have to prepare for next Friday.
But we will take a break and have much more from the Cardinal Stadium postgame after this on CTN.
Welcome back to the complex here on the campus of the Coon Rapids High School. Cardinals with a 28-14 win over Buffalo. To say I'm here with the star of the evening is maybe an understatement. Kaijon Cummings-Coleman, 11 catches, 286 yards, 2 scores, a 93-yard kickoff return, and a 20-yard punt return. Young man, that was an incredible performance. How you feeling?
Thank you. I feel great, you know? It's just electrifying. That's all I can explain. It just feels great.
When you broke away on that kickoff return, what were you thinking? Because they had a guy there, but you were able to deke him and move and get down to the goal line.
To be honest, I was just hoping I didn't get hawked down and I didn't cramp.
Pickle juice. That's my recommendation to you. Talk a little bit about what you guys wanted to accomplish on offense. I know Coach Rustin said you wanted to try and pass the ball to open up the run. Your passing game, I thought that Jackson Hetwer did a really nice job of getting you the ball. Talk about what you were doing and how you were beating these defensive backs.
Well, at practice we were working on, they like to play a man with a safety over top. So at practice we just worked on working the short routes and taking shots. That's what our big emphasis was. If they give it to us, we're going to take a shot, and that's what we did and beat them on that.
They had number 1 on you all night, and he had a rough evening against you, and we were a little surprised they didn't bring a safety over to maybe double you a little bit. What was your thought when you saw that you could pretty much do what you wanted on this field?
I got excited. I knew I was going to have a great game when I see they didn't bring a safety over.
I know you're going to enjoy this one. It's got a big one next week against Elk River. You know, talk a little bit about this, getting the win here, but then taking the momentum over till next week.
Right now, we're going to take the weekend, watch some film, rest our bodies, knowing we got a big team coming. You know, we're just going to mentally prepare, physically prepare to take on a tough Elk River team.
Last question.
Hello.
Defense. I love the defense. Our saying is, they got my back, I got theirs. They went out there, got us the ball, I can put the ball in the end zone. I love the defense.
C-squared, congratulations, you're now on my fantasy team. We're going to take a quick break and be back with head coach Nick Russin right after this.
As you know, CTN's on YouTube, and we're on in a big way. We have thousands of videos online to help you stay connected to Coon Rapids on any device, at home, or on the go. And it's because of your faithful viewership that we can celebrate 10,000 subscribers to the CTN YouTube page. Thank you for your support as we continue to keep you connected.
We're back at the complex. I'm here with head coach Nick Russin, a 28-14 victory over Buffalo. Coach, talk about both sides of the ball played really well. Talk about what your feelings with these young men here tonight.
End of the day, a win's a win. We're always going to go back and watch film and correct mistakes, but super happy how both sides played. I think when offense kind of took care of the ball, you saw the explosiveness that we can do. And then defensively, holy cow, tonight was awesome. The turnovers, Coach Nienhammer is doing an awesome job just preaching turnovers, get us offensive ball back. And they did that a ton, right? And that's awesome. You just heard Kaijon talk about it. We have their back, they have our back. And so just very proud of the effort of both sides of the football tonight.
It's got to be feeling pretty good. That hook and ladder play that they ran gave them a little bit of momentum, but you guys didn't let up. I thought you did a really nice job responding, obviously, and then I thought, as you mentioned, the defense. I thought they came up so big when they needed to.
Make plays when they need to. I think you've seen now in 3 games, right? One game didn't go our way. This team is going to hang tough. This team is never going to quit when we're down, when we're up, when the momentum's against us, when it's for us. This team's going to push forward, and I think that's a huge credit to our seniors and their mindset and what now this football team can do. Obviously, it's so huge, that play down at the goal line there after they hit a big play, and then you saw number 2 there, how special a football player he can be.
He really is, and he brings a spark to this team because I think it elevates the play of everybody around him.
Yes, it does. We talk as an offense. We know, again, how special of a player that he is. And we know that teams defensively are going to say, where's number 2? That's going to benefit the rest of our guys. And, sometimes they have a great mindset with those rest of those receivers. When their number's called, they'll make a play for us, all right? And so it's exciting. It really is. We feel very confident with our group that we have. And, and when number 2's rolling, though, our offense is rolling.
You talked briefly with me about that game last week and a tough loss in a game you thought you could win. You have to feel pretty good about how they responded and came back to win this game tonight.
100%. I think when you lose, right, you start to maybe doubt a little bit. The vision maybe gets a little cloudy. That was not the case this week. We had a great week of practice, and I think it showed in the game. And so I was just very proud of how our boys responded in their effort that they showed tonight.
Never gets easier in this conference. You're going to enjoy this win tonight, but a big one next week right back here against Elk River.
Yes, sir. We got a fun stretch right now. You got Elk River coming in. We go to Rogers, and then we get Andover for homecoming, 3 games in a 4-week stretch. That's why you play. That's why Friday nights are so fun, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach, congratulations on a great win. We'll see you next week. Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take another break and be back to finalize things up and with me and Joe. Okay, I have a couple good ones for you, Joe. How do football players stay cool? By standing next to the fans. What kind of tea do football players drink? Penalty. Why can't you play football with pigs? Because they hog the ball.
Back at Cardinal Stadium, Coon Rapids beating Buffalo 28-14, getting themselves to 2-1 on the year. Their one loss in overtime last week at St. Francis, and their 2 home games have been just absolutely packed with excitement. Week 1, we saw a little bit of everything. We saw blocked punts, blocked extra points, turnovers tonight. Wow.
Crazy.
Unfortunately for Coon Rapids, turnovers on both sides of the ball. The big turnover for Buffalo in the second half. Coon Rapids was threatening. Looked like they were going to go in and put themselves up by 3 scores. Instead, they put the ball on the ground. A big return. They scoop it up and run it 80-plus yards for a touchdown to make this one interesting. And there are a lot of students, fans here tonight that lost some fingernails on both
Including
sides.
us.
On both sides, because it was tense on both sides throughout that second half.
Yeah, it really was, but I love the way the Cardinals responded. I would love to get a chance to talk a couple of these defensive players because that was an important part of this game.
Huge
This defense played really well. Aragonda played well, 9 tackles in that interception at the end of the game. But he's just a number of players who really stepped up on the defensive side.
4 interceptions. They had 5 stops on 4th down. They stopped him inside the 10-yard line twice. That's impressive. And that's the kind of stuff you need to have in order to be a successful football team deep into the season. Now, again, we talk about it. They play a 5A schedule, and they're going to have to play a 6A tournament. What does that mean? That means, last year they had to go and play Eden Prairie, one of the top teams in the state. But I would say this team, you're not going to see this team think that they're overmatched no matter who they play. you could put them against the Vikings, and they'd think they have a chance.
Well, there's no lack of confidence for a number of these guys on this squad. But if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best, and certainly they're going to get that opportunity as the playoffs. But we've got a lot of regular season games in front of us, starting next week with Elk River, which is going to be a monumental task.
These next 3 games are going to be huge for the Cardinals. This is no soft teams in this division. Elk River and Andover, especially the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks are going to be very tough, because Rogers in the middle there is very, very tough as well, and that one is on the road. But 21-7 at the break, only 2 touchdowns in the second half. Both were on huge plays. As I mentioned, Coon Rapids was marching, looked like they were going to go in and put themselves up by 3 scores. They forced the turnover and a big scoop and score going 80-plus yards was Oberstar, and that's not right. Oh, Osterbauer going 82 yards. And then early in the fourth quarter, on 3rd and long, I believe it was, they run a little screen pass to Kaijan, and he just does the rest. He gets a seam, and he's gone. 86 yards for that score. And you talked about it, 280 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns.
It's amazing.
Had over 100 yards on special teams.
Yeah, almost 120.
Just an unreal performance by Kaijan Cummings-Coleman tonight.
I mean, and again, the stats relatively close between 2 teams. You look at the Cardinals didn't rush the ball as much as they wanted to, but nor did Buffalo probably.
Well, actually lost yards in the second half.
But it's and look at the penalties, 10 for 90. If you got to mention anything negative in this game, it's maybe that. But they overcame those.
And the rushing yards.
And the rushing yards.
You have to be concerned with 3 games into the season and you only have 115 rushing yards.
Well, Elk River's going to take a look at this film and realize, we got to do whatever we can to stop number 2 and let somebody else beat us. And I think that's going to be their game plan coming into next week.
Well, and I guarantee that the rest of their schedule will see that as their number one key to trying to stop these Cardinals. But for Coon Rapids, got to get the running game going.
Yes,
have to get it.
Absolutely.
They saw it a little better in the first half.
They did.
Of tonight's game. Jared Fearing did a nice job. Gave them a little spark on the run game. Buffalo stepped up and really limited them rushing in the second half. But they get the W, and that's the most important part. They improved to 2-1 on the season. And again, as we've talked about, they've got Elk River coming in here next Friday, and that will be a very tough row to hoe. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, Coon Rapids 28, Buffalo 14. Want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including the Stats Master Harley Schultz, my partner Howie Shapiro, Josh Udvig, Neil Hennon, and Nate Maines in the truck, I'm Joe Young. See you again.